It is a Thursday edition of Red Sox Now. I'm your host, Mike Antonellis. It's presented by Fan Arch here on YouTube. I know it's not a happy Thursday. Red Sox are off, much needed off day before they take on the Atlanta Braves in the continue interleague over the weekend. It's interesting, Milwaukee used to be the Braves. Red Sox, Boston had Braves. Now they play Atlanta, which is deemed their rival when they do rivalry weekend. MLB picked Atlanta, I think, because it goes back to Boston Braves. I bet tons of people don't even have any idea that that's a thing, right? I bet the youngins, not to pick on them, but I mean, even people my generation who are casual fans might not even remember that Boston had a team. Make sure to follow me on my social media channels at The Radio Mike. We appreciate it. We appreciate all your love, your feedback, your subscriptions. We get good feedback on Facebook and on X. Tough, another one. And I was not happy, camper, after watching this one yesterday. Red Sox get walked off again. This is what happens when you struggle. You got offense yesterday. You scored 5 runs. You had 9 hits. That Milwaukee team offensively isn't great. You look up and down their lineup, but they are one game over 500 right now. I thought Milwaukee did a lot of things better than you in a lot of different areas, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But this was a tough one. Just mental mistakes throughout the game. And in that 10th inning, that cost you a couple runs. Milwaukee scored twice after you took the lead in the top of the 10th. And Sal Frelick, the BC guy, had a big day. 4 hits. Red Sox got a home run from Rafaela and Abreu. Abreu's got 13 already. Still an up and down month. Too streaky for me at times. But that's why I think the Red Sox obviously need more protection in their lineup. They have guys hitting in positions they shouldn't. People are making a big deal about Meyer hitting 4th. I don't think Alex Cora loves it. What do you want him to do? What other options do you want? You had Sogard, Story, Hamilton, Wong, and Rafaela in that game yesterday. Wong and Rafaela aren't hitting higher. Either is Hamilton. You don't want Story hitting 4th. So what's the problem? We're complaining about stuff now. This is what I don't like about Red Sox fans at times. Now you're complaining about things that are ridiculous. You want the kid up there, and now we're acting like, oh, there's way more pressure for him batting. No, there's not. Stop it. That's what you would do, the fan. The players are different. We have to get that through our heads. Professional athletes are not like you. A lot of things that we project onto them is how a non-professional athlete thinks. They don't, I'm telling you this, just from being around Meyer. He's not freaking out batting 4th yesterday. And I don't see a scenario that would have been any better. One would have been better, Devers hitting 4th and him hitting 2nd, but they won't do that because they want to keep Devers in the 2nd spot, which I actually, at this point, agree with because you do want him batting in the 1st inning because he can hit a home run. That's what you're looking for, and he gets that extra at bat. So I think that Meyer hitting 4th is really not that big of a deal, and trust me, he doesn't bat in another part of the order and go, oh, this is way easier. It's the big leagues. All right, so let's not go crazy over stuff like that because it really is a waste of time. The Rafaela had a good game yesterday. Duran had 2 more hits. Devers had 2 more walks too. You do like the patience that Rafael has been bringing. This is the thing, just too many, and I don't know why this has been happening for a while. It's not just in the Red Sox system. I see it a lot. I didn't see it with the Brewers, though. They play the game the right way, and I part of me thinks it's the analytics part of it, that these guys are so analytically wound now that they just can't. There's so much to process that the basics are not there. So maybe the analytics has to be taken back a little, and playing the game the right way still matters. I've been beating this drum for years. I've been beating this drum all year on the show. You cannot run into an out what Rafaela did in the big leagues. If you missed it, he's just running around second base, assuming Wong is going to score. He never looked up. That is as basic as they come. That's something they teach you in middle, high school. And those are mistakes that cannot happen in the big leagues. And Rafaela, and the training wheels are off him. It's his second year. 2 drop fly balls in the big leagues cannot happen. Christian Campbell throwing the ball to home. Now, he's played a limited second base, but you got to know that before. They always tell you that. What am I doing if the ball is hit to me? They were trying to move him back to put him into double play. It didn't work. But there's just too many mistakes that whole series that the Red Sox make that you can't be making in the big leagues. And this has plagued them for years. And that's the stuff, for my money, that bothers me the most. Guys aren't going to hit. They're not going to pitch. Guys will make errors. We know that. But look at how the base running was for Milwaukee. They took 2 bases on you yesterday on a fly ball. Both guys advanced. They didn't make any base running mistakes all series. They barely made any errors all series. Red Sox make way too many of those playing the game the right way mistakes. And that's something that analytics I don't think measures, but they got to clean that up. And it's not just the young guys. It's the guys that have been there. But that's something for me, that's the difference in that game. You made so many mental mistakes in that game yesterday and still could have won. But what Rafaela did rounding second base can't happen. A week ago, he's squaring a bunt when Hamilton's running. Those things have got to stop. And I don't see it stopping. It just continues. So, and I part of me does think it's the analytics. Just there's so much that they're processing. Like, the guys don't even know how to position themselves anymore. They have to look at a card, which I don't mind. But I've seen a decline in doing the basic things, running, catching, and throwing the baseball. The basic things have to be there. Then you can implement some other things. But that's going to change. And this has been going on for a while. I'm with a lot of fans. I didn't like this at all. 76 pitches. I didn't love putting Dobbins in a spot that he's not familiar with. I get it. He's a major league player. He's never been a reliever. I didn't like the approach. He comes out of the bullpen. He throws 2 uncompetitive sliders to William Contreras. He threw 20 pitches, only 10 fastballs. His secondary stuff was not there. I like the guy I saw in Kansas City pounds the zone with a fastball. Yesterday, shying away from the fastball. Don't get it. Ineffective. If throwing a lot of those breaking balls is working, then I'm all for it. 3 innings, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, 2 runs. I don't know. I would have let Bayo go a little more. They let Peralta go on the other side. He had 96 pitches through 4. They let him go a 5th. I think Bayo is a confidence guy. I thought he was throwing the ball well. I think you have to let him, get out of that jam. 77 pitches. So I would have, and we'll see, the turn the next time if these guys get ramped up more, because a lot of guys are getting relieved early. So, that I didn't like, and using Chapman was fine, and Slayton gave up 200 runs. What are you going to do? He's got 4 losses. I think 3 of them are not his fault. So, if Roman is up, do other moves happen? Do they go out? I still think if you bring Roman Anthony up, I know people are just, I think people just want it to happen because they want change. You still have to understand that there are going to be a lot of guys playing out of position. I don't love it, but I'm okay with it. I don't love a Duran in center. I just don't. I just think Rafael is so good out there. You're going to lose a lot of defense, and you can, like you've seen, the Red Sox have lost more games defensively, but maybe Anthony plays center. If you put Rafael at second and Campbell at first, I don't like that either. If you have an infield of Campbell, and they said he's going to play 1 game in Atlanta, but if it's Campbell, Meyer at second, Story, and I don't know, Rafael at third, you got way too many guys playing out of position. You got way too many young guys playing out of position. You saw yesterday at first base when everyone thinks it's an easy position. Sogard took off on a ground ball, which he shouldn't have, and it cost them a run. But that's going to happen with guys not playing there. So we don't care about guys. We don't care about defense. We don't. All we care about is, and I get it. But when you see yesterday 3 errors and probably 3 or 4 more mental mistakes and you lose games, you're going to start caring. So again, I am all for Anthony, but it has to make sense. And I still think if, bringing in a Hunter Renfroe, I would love to see it. All right. Fired Up edition, off day Thursday. Red Sox back at it on Friday. We'll have a preview coming up on the Friday edition of Red Sox Now. I'm your host, Mike Antonellis. Thanks for watching here on YouTube, as always presented by FanArch.